So let's talk about perfectionism. Oh my God, that has me thinking on all levels. How much time have we spent in being these perfect people that don't exist? Perfectionism is learned, it is not. There is no such thing as perfect. Like, hello, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to get it wrong. You're going to revise, revamp, redo. And guess what? You're human. It gets to be okay. I just had the biggest epiphany about, I have been trying to be this perfect mom and it doesn't exist. And you know what I realized? Being perfect takes me away from the presence and the authenticity of being me with my daughter. I almost fell over. Can anyone relate? We're so busy trying to be perfect, trying to get it right. Trying is the other thing, which I will do another video on, is about trying. It does not work. Trying is a joke. You either do it or you don't. Anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked on that. Back to perfectionism. So we know when we're overdoing, when we're over trying, and it's an unconscious pattern that we all learned as children. Like, if you sit down and you're quiet, you're perfect. If you scream and yell, you're wrong. So it's been ingrained since we've been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0 to 7 is when everything stuck. And so we're living unconsciously thinking we have to be perfect, but it's subtracting from our lives. And we can see that with not being able to say no to our friends when we're just exhausted and they want us to go out and we have to people please them and let go and be the perfect friend, right? We see that in our families when we don't want to engage in maybe a holiday. Oh my God, that comes across as a sin. I mean, it's endless, the perfection and how it's robbing us from our lives. So I really want you to sit with this. And, even you're married, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is, are you trying to be that perfect person? But being the perfect person isn't letting them know who you really are from your heart. Authenticity is the highest vibration on the Hawkins scale. Look it up. It's over love. Authenticity is the highest vibration we can have. And do you know what it takes to be authentic? You dropping into your heart, letting people see exactly who you are, and showing up and loving yourself anyway, regardless of their opinion, regardless of what they think, no matter who it is, your mom, your dad, your spouse, your children. Guess what? The only way forward is through authenticity, not perfectionism. It's epic fail. So I'm so glad for this awareness. I mean, it just hit me like a ton of bricks last night with my daughter. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm sitting here trying to be perfect, but I'm not present and authentic. Unknowingly, unconsciously. We're not talking conscious, because if I was conscious, I would know it, right? But I'm so thankful it came up, because now I can bring it up into my awareness and into my consciousness and be different and show up differently. We all really feel like we're doing our best, and we truly are. But the perfectionism of that has to go. That's just a facade that we think we have to be this other person than we are, or we're not going to be liked, or we're not going to be good, or something. It's all tied into like the whole people pleasing, the whole sitting down and be quiet, the whole nonsense of the past. So if you could just sit with that and be with, where am I trying to be perfect? Like, are you not speaking up to your boss when he's like a total brat? You don't have to be mean, but it's like, you know what? That really doesn't apply to me. Or that's really not okay to speak to me that way. Or are you playing perfect and not letting your spouse really see who you are and saying, sweetie, I just don't have that capacity right now. Can I get back to you? Do you know we would all have the best relationships ever if we actually spoke our truth? My brother passed away years ago, and I remember him sitting and saying, what was the phrase? It just lost me. If you can't be you, what's the point? And he would always cry about that. And I'd be like, oh my God, why are you crying? And what are you trying to say? And I believe that it's clear now that if you can't be you and you have to put on a persona of perfection, no one really gets to know your true, authentic self. And you know what? The connection is missing now. The authenticity of you is missing. People need heart-to-heart connections now more than ever. The world just seems like so silly, and it doesn't have to be. One person showing up and being their authentic self and speaking their truth puts a ripple in the ocean. Did you hear me? One person. So if one person and one person and one person, guess what? We all get to ride the wave of waking up and being our authentic selves. And that's what we came here to do. We didn't come here to hide under a rock. I don't know, did you? I feel like I have been hiding under a rock, but now I'm out. Oh, Lord, watch out, people. Oh, God, here she comes. Everyone's like, oh, shit. Anyway, but if you can't be you, what is the point, right? Because your kids don't know you, your employees don't know you, your boss doesn't know you, your spouse doesn't know you, your family doesn't know you, your dogs don't even know you, for God's sakes. Start just taking little steps by noticing. If you always happen to people please, that's a part of you that if you're not perfect, they won't like you. But the bottom line is, if you were authentic and you were true to you and you said the no, people know where you stand. We were taught that no was wrong. It is absolutely not wrong. It's the boundary that says, no, I'm not up for this. Let me give somebody else an opportunity. And that's another thing, and we'll talk more about that. But today's topic is perfectionism and letting it go. And it's a form of suffering, right? Because when you really can't live from your heart, it's painful. It really is. If you're not saying all the things that you want to say within reason and you don't, I'm not saying you have to overtalk or overdo or any of that. I'm just saying when things come up in that moment, when you get that gut hit and you're not speaking up and saying, you know what, that really doesn't agree with, I don't really agree with that. And you get to be you and I get to be me, but I don't agree with it. Then people know where you stand. You know where they stand. There's freedom in that. And that's the whole point. Freedom across the board. Freedom to be you, freedom to be me. I can still love you and we don't agree. I can still think my way and you get to think your way, but we both get to be okay with that. That doesn't mean I hate you. That just means we are different. And that's the point. Human beings are different. No one has the same eyes. No one has the same nose. No one has the same anything. Yes, twins are similar, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about each and every soul that's here is a unique imprint of authenticity. Where it gets screwed up is the perfectionism is totally off course with who you are. So I'm going to leave that at that because I realize this is quite a bit at this time. Just start sitting with yourself, even putting your hand on your heart, like, okay, is this me? Is this them? And trying to just decipher, what is it that you're feeling? What is it that you're thinking? What is your gut trying to say? Is it okay with you or is it not okay? You get to be okay with every part of who you are. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So anyway, all the moms out there, my heart is with you because we just try so hard to be perfect. And you know what our kids really want? The truth. Yep, the truth. Yeah, I'm feeling this way today. Can you give me a minute, sweetie, and I'll be with you? Can you give me a minute to gather myself so I can really be present with you? You know, our spouses, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, can you give me a minute so I can really be myself, the one you fell in love with, not this other perfectionate, pleasing, nonsense, whatever person this is? Nobody wants that. There's no connection there. There's no feeling there. And the whole thing is everyone wants to feel the presence of you. So take that and run, enjoy, and we'll continue bringing up these little fun topics of truth. See you later. Enjoy your day and let go. Throw the perfect out the window.